News Bulletin, Atlantic Weather Forecast. Late August, early September 2025. A volatile climate picture. Good day, dear viewers. We are delighted to accompany you in today's weather forecast news, a special bulletin that not only highlights the current phenomena unfolding over the Atlantic and across the continental United States, but also offers a deeper analysis of the trends shaping the climate picture during the first weeks of September 2025. Typically, late August and early September remain tied to the muggy heat of summer, interspersed with sudden thunderstorms born from clashes between hot, humid air masses and cooler northern surges. However, this year, experts note that weather patterns have deviated from the norm, while the Atlantic remains relatively calm with few strong tropical cyclones. The U.S. mainland is preparing for an unusually deep cold outbreak, bringing with it the feeling of an early autumn Atlantic Ocean, when old storms fade and new areas emerge. First, let's update the situation of tropical cyclones across the Atlantic basin. The remnants of Hurricane Fernand, after several days moving into the cooler waters of the North Atlantic. This system quickly lost energy. Fernand has now weakened into a post-tropical low with sharply diminished winds. Its life cycle nearly complete. Within the next 24 hours, the name Fernand will no longer appear on the U.S. National Hurricane Center (NHC) maps. This is a reminder of how unforgiving atmospheric conditions can be. Storms that appear powerful may collapse within days if deprived of favorable surroundings. A new area of concern, while much of the Atlantic is quiet. The NHC has highlighted a new watch area off the coast of West Africa. A tropical wave is set to emerge over the ocean this weekend. 7-day development chance, about 20%. Environmental conditions. Sea surface temperatures remain warm, above 26.5 degrees Celsius. Vertical wind shear is moderate, and mid-level moisture is adequate. Model guidance, GFS, ECMWF, suggests limited strengthening in the short term. In short, over the next 7 to 10 days, there is little immediate risk of a dangerous cyclone in the Atlantic. But the area still warrants close monitoring. Hurricane season 2025, a lull before the surge. One notable feature this season is the current pause analysis from the Global Tropics Hazard Outlook shows Sept 3 to 9. Low to medium chances, 20%, for tropical cyclone formation. Sept 10 to 16. A sharp increase in risk, with some regions shaded at 40% development potential. This aligns with the historical peak of the season, which often occurs in early to mid-September. The present calm is but a temporary lull, much like silence before the orchestra swells into its climatic movement. Experts emphasize that after September 10th, background factors will align favorably. Sea surface temperatures remain high, above 28 degrees Celsius across much of the central Atlantic. Wind shear is expected to relax, allowing thunderstorms to grow vertically. The Madden-Julian Oscillation, MJO, is forecast to move into the Atlantic, enhancing convection. Thus, residents along the Caribbean and the southeastern U.S. coast are advised to stay on heightened alert in the latter half of September. Early arrival of autumn cold air. Turning back to the U.S. mainland, an equally significant event is unfolding. A large-scale cold air mass is surging southward from Canada. Forecast, CPC and global models. This outbreak begins over the weekend and spreads across the Midwest, Northeast, and down into the Southeast during the first week of September. Temperatures are expected to drop 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit below normal, potentially setting record low marks for September in some locations. Affected states include Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and as far south as northern Georgia. The phenomenon is linked to a cross-polar flow pattern, an atmospheric setup where Arctic air funnels directly into North America, triggered by strong high pressure over Alaska and a deep trough over the east. Impacts on the population. The cold outbreak's significance goes beyond numbers on thermometers. In the Midwest and Northeast, some households may turn on heating systems unusually early in the season. In the South, especially near the Gulf of Mexico, unsettled conditions are expected: heavy rains, high humidity, and localized flooding. In the southeast, meteorologists warn of homegrown, low-pressure systems forming offshore when the cold trough interacts with warm waters, potential seeds for tropical development. This early taste of autumn thus carries complex weather consequences for tens of millions of Americans. Short-term forecast, U.S. overview, August 29 to September 3. Southern and central states. Widespread thunderstorms across Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and eastern Texas. Rainfall totals: 100 to 150 millimeters within 48 hours in some locations. Flash flooding risks in cities such as Tulsa and Little Rock. Cause: moisture convergence as cold air interacts with a persistent trough. Great Lakes and Northeast. Intermittent showers from Michigan through Ohio to New York and Pennsylvania. Cooler mornings. Lows dipping to 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Giving residents a tangible sense of early fall. Cause: Canadian cold air combined with an active jet stream. Western states. Cooler, more comfortable weather with showers and thunderstorms in Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. Localized downpours in desert areas, Arizona, Nevada, may spark flash floods. Overall, a relief compared to recent summer heat. Southeast and Gulf Coast. Unstable weather. Hot, humid conditions sparking afternoon storms. Potential for a hybrid low-pressure system over Labor Day weekend, either in the Gulf of Mexico or just off the southeast coast. Though uncertain, coastal residents and mariners are urged to remain attentive. Medium range outlook, September 4-10. Midwest and Great Lakes. Persistently cooler than average, by 8 to 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Southeast U.S. Wetter and humid, but generally milder temperatures. Western U.S. With the subtropical ridge temporarily weakened, afternoon storms will be more frequent. Such extended coolness this late in summer is unusual and may break climate records in parts of the Midwest and Southeast. Long-range outlook, hurricane season peak still ahead. Although no strong systems exist at the moment. Beyond September 10, tropical cyclone and major hurricane risks are projected to climb sharply. Target regions: Central Atlantic, Main Development Region, MDR, the Caribbean, and the U.S. Southeast Coast. Drivers: favorable MJO phase, anomalously warm sea surface temperatures, plus 0.5 to 1.5 degrees Celsius, and reduced wind shear. Thus, the second half of September could prove the most dangerous stretch of the 2025 hurricane season. Socioeconomic implications. Agriculture. Midwest corn harvest may be delayed by prolonged rainfall. Cattle ranchers in Texas and Oklahoma worry about livestock disease in damp conditions. Transportation. Flooding in Arkansas, Missouri, and Louisiana may disrupt highways and railroads. Gulf Coast ports prepare for possible tropical developments. Tourism. While cooler temperatures may attract visitors to fall-themed destinations in the Midwest and Northeast, Caribbean and Florida tourism could face disruptions in mid-September due to hurricane threats. CONCLUSION, a special transition period. To summarize, Atlantic, currently quiet, but a surge in tropical cyclone activity is likely after September 10. United States, bracing for a rare and significant early-season cold wave, delivering an autumn preview to tens of millions. Longer term, the peak of hurricane season lies ahead, demanding vigilance through the remainder of September.